There is a genuine, unmistakable warmth that a hand-knotted macrame plant holder brings to a room that no purchased plastic hanger or metal chain ever quite manages to replicate. The soft, textured rope cradling a trailing pothos or spidfer plant in a way that feels considerably more intentional than simply setting a pot on a shelf. Learning to knot your own macrame plant holder from natural rope is a genuinely approachable craft skill that takes a single evening to learn and produces a lasting, reusable piece you will want to make again and again once you see how dramatically it elevates even the most ordinary houseplant, and once you understand the materials, knots, and plant care details that actually matter. This becomes one of the most rewarding small projects a beginner can complete from a single ball of rope. Choosing the right rope genuinely determines both how your finished piece looks and how well it holds up over months and years of actual use. Natural fiber rope, specifically cotton cord or jute twine rather than synthetic nylon or polyester alternatives, is genuinely the preferred choice for this particular project. Since natural fibers hold a knot's shape more crisply, develop a genuinely appealing soft texture with age and handling, and align with the overall organic, handmade aesthetic macrame is known for in the first place. 3-strand or single-strand cotton cord in a diameter between 3 and 5 millimeters works well for most beginner projects. Thick enough to hold knots securely and look substantial once finished, while remaining genuinely manageable to knot with your hands rather than fighting against overly stiff or overly thin material. Calculating how much rope you actually need before cutting anything saves considerable frustration partway through a project, and a general rule of thumb suggests roughly 8 to 10 times your desired finished hanger length per individual cord, meaning a project using 4 cords and aiming for a 2-foot finished length genuinely requires cutting each length to somewhere between 16 and 20 feet before you begin knotting. Learning the actual knots is refreshingly approachable for a genuine beginner, since a functional, attractive plant holder requires mastering only 2 or 3 knot types rather than the wide, sometimes intimidating range macrame as a broader craft encompasses. The square knot, formed by alternating a left-facing and right-facing half knot in sequence, is genuinely the foundational stitch most plant holder patterns rely on for the main body of the hanger. And once your hands learn this single repeating motion, an entire project's core structure becomes almost meditative rather than technically challenging. A simple overhand knot, tied at your project's very top to gather all cords together into a single loop for hanging, and again partway down each hanging arm to create the pot cradling structure, rounds out essentially everything a beginner needs to complete a genuinely finished, functional piece. Watching a few short instructional demonstrations focused specifically on these 2 or 3 knots, rather than attempting to learn macrame's full technical vocabulary at once, gets a genuine beginner to a completed first project considerably faster than trying to absorb an entire craft's complexity before ever picking up rope. A minimal supply list covers this entire project. Your chosen cotton or jute cord, a pair of sharp fabric scissors for clean cuts, a tape measure, and a sturdy wooden dowel, curtain ring, or metal ring to anchor your top gathering knot round out everything genuinely needed to begin. Many makers also thread a few wooden beads onto select cords partway through the pattern, adding a simple decorative accent that breaks up long stretches of knotting with a bit of visual variety, though this remains entirely optional and has no effect on the holder's actual function. Sizing your finished holder correctly for the actual plant and pot you intend to display prevents one of the most common beginner disappointments in this particular craft. Measure your specific pot's diameter and height before beginning any knotting, then space your cradling knots accordingly, since a hanger built without reference to an actual pot frequently ends up either too loose, letting a pot slip through and crash to the floor, or too tight, making it genuinely difficult to insert or remove the pot for future watering and maintenance. Building in a bit of genuine adjustability, spacing your gathering knots slightly wider than your pot's exact measurement, rather than knotting for an exact, unforgiving fit, accommodates the reality that you may eventually want to size up to a larger pot as your plant grows without needing to knot an entirely new holder from scratch. Choosing which plants actually thrive in a hanging macrame display deserves real thought, since a macrame holder's suspended, often somewhat enclosed pot creates a genuinely different growing environment than a plant sitting on an open shelf or windowsill. Trailing and cascading species, pothos, string of pearls, spider plants, and trailing philodendron among the classic, reliable choices, take genuine visual advantage of a hanging display's vertical drop, their draping growth spilling attractively below the knotted holder rather than sitting awkwardly upright the way a non-trailing plant would in this specific format. Ferns, while genuinely beautiful in a hanging display, want more consistent humidity than many hanging spots, particularly near a heating vent or a sunny window, can reliably provide, making them a slightly more demanding choice for a true beginner compared to the genuinely forgiving pothos or spider plant. Considering your specific plant's ultimate mature size and weight before committing to a particular rope thickness. And not pattern matters too, since a delicate, thin cord hanger built for a small starter pothos will not necessarily hold up structurally once that same plant has grown into a genuinely substantial, heavy specimen several years later. Light and temperature requirements for whatever plant you have chosen follow standard houseplant guidance, though a Macrame holder's specific hanging position introduces a few worth-knowing considerations beyond the plant species itself. Most popular trailing houseplants genuinely prefer bright, indirect light, meaning a spot a few feet back from a sunny window rather than directly in a hot, unfiltered beam, and hanging your Macrame display at a height and distance that keeps your specific plant within its preferred light range, rather than simply hanging it wherever a ceiling hook happens to already exist, meaningfully affects how well it actually performs. Temperature-wise, hanging plants positioned near a ceiling genuinely experience a warmer microclimate than plants at floor or table height, since warm air naturally rises and pools near ceilings in most homes. A detail worth knowing, since a plant genuinely sensitive to heat may actually prefer a slightly lower hanging position than the most visually dramatic, high ceiling placement you might initially envision for the finished piece. The research behind why a craft like Macrame feels so genuinely satisfying reaches into both fiber art psychology and the broader biophilic design research already well established for hanging plant displays specifically. Studies on repetitive, rhythmic handcrafts, knitting, weaving, and knot tying prominently among them, have found that the sustained, predictable motion these activities require reliably induces a measurable flow state associated with reduced anxiety and a meditative, calming mental effect, an outcome researchers specifically attribute to the combination of genuine focus demand and physical, tactile engagement these crafts provide compared to more passive leisure activities. Separate research on vertical and elevated plant placement, distinct from ground-level or tabletop plantings, has found that hanging plants positioned at or above eye level draw more frequent, repeated visual attention from people moving through a space throughout an ordinary day, essentially delivering a small, recurring dose of nature exposure every time someone glances upward or walks beneath the display. A benefit that compounds nicely with the already documented stress reduction associated with simply viewing houseplants regularly. There is also genuine research on natural versus synthetic material perception, specifically relevant to your rope choice, with environmental psychology studies finding that natural fiber textures are consistently rated as more calming and authentic feeling by study participants compared to synthetic alternatives, even when both are functionally comparable, reinforcing that your choice of genuine cotton or jute rope over a synthetic substitute contributes to this project's overall calming effect beyond simple durability considerations. The effect of completing a genuinely handmade craft project on your own sense of accomplishment connects to research on maker identity and personal satisfaction already well documented across other DIY projects, covered in similar detail elsewhere. Research on handmade versus purchased home decor has found that people report measurably stronger emotional attachment and pride toward items they created themselves, even simple ones, a finding that applies directly here, since a Macrame holder you personally knotted will likely mean considerably more to you displayed in your home than an identical-looking piece purchased ready-made, purely because of the skill and effort genuinely invested in its creation. Watering plants housed in a Macrame holder requires one genuinely specific adjustment beyond standard houseplant care, since the hanging rope itself introduces a real risk that standard watering habits do not account for. Removing your pot from its macrame holder before watering, taking it to a sink or tub for a thorough soak and drain session, then returning it to the hanger only once genuinely finished draining, protects your rope from the water damage, staining, and eventual mildew that repeated in place watering directly through the hanging display would otherwise cause over time. If removing the pot for every single watering feels impractical for your specific setup, placing a waterproof saucer or a plastic liner inside your decorative pot before hanging it catches any excess drainage that would otherwise soak directly into your rope's fibers. A simpler compromise that still protects your handmade piece reasonably well, even if it is slightly less thorough than fully removing the pot each time. Checking your specific plant's soil moisture with the familiar finger test before watering, rather than assuming a hanging position, changes a plant's fundamental watering needs. Keeps your care routine consistent with whatever that particular species genuinely requires regardless of its display format. Fertilizing and pruning apply directly to whatever plant is hanging in your finished piece, following standard houseplant guidance for that specific species. A diluted, balanced liquid fertilizer every 4 to 6 weeks during active spring and summer growth, tapering off considerably through fall and winter dormancy. Pruning takes on particular importance in a hanging macrame display specifically, since trailing growth left entirely unchecked will eventually grow long enough to pool on the floor beneath a hanging plant, and regularly pinching back your pothos or trailing philodendron's longest vines encourages fuller, denser growth cascading attractively from the pot rather than a few sparse, overly long strands trailing all the way to your floor. Rotating your pot a quarter turn every couple of weeks, easily done during your regular watering routine when you have already removed it from the holder anyway, ensures even growth on all sides rather than a lopsided lean toward whatever direction receives the most consistent light. Even a well-made macrame plant holder runs into predictable issues, and knowing how to read them takes most of the guesswork out of keeping both your craft and your plant thriving. Mold or mildew developing on the rope itself, particularly in humid bathroom or kitchen hanging spots, almost always traces back to consistent moisture exposure from watering directly through the display rather than removing the pot first, and switching to the remove and water method covered earlier, combined with genuinely improving airflow around an affected hanging spot, typically resolves this before it progresses to permanent staining or fiber degradation. A pot that has slipped or feels loose within its cradling knots usually indicates the holder was sized for a smaller pot than currently sits in it, and retying the gathering knots slightly tighter, or building an entirely new holder sized correctly if your plant has genuinely outgrown multiple size adjustments already, resolves this safety concern before an actual fall occurs. Rope that has genuinely frayed or weakened at a stress point, typically where knots bear the most consistent weight, signals it may be time to retire that specific piece rather than risk a dropped pot, and building a fresh replacement, now with the specific knotting and sizing lessons your first attempt taught you, often produces a genuinely better second piece than your original effort anyway. And if your plant itself seems to be struggling despite a beautifully finished holder, reviewing basic light, water, and temperature needs for that specific species, rather than assuming the display format itself caused the problem, usually reveals the actual mismatch behind any decline. Building a genuinely lasting macrame plant holder really comes down to respecting a short list of specific details. Choose genuine natural fiber rope suited to your project's scale. Master the handful of core knots before attempting complex patterns. Size your holder deliberately around your actual pot rather than guessing. Choose trailing plant species genuinely suited to a hanging display, and adjust your watering routine specifically to protect your rope from moisture damage. Handle those details with intention, and that single ball of cotton cord will become a genuinely treasured, reusable piece of handmade decor, holding a thriving plant in your home for years, ready to be reknotted into an entirely new design the moment inspiration for your next project strikes. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.